Something just shook the NFC South, and it could change everything for the Atlanta Falcons. What if I told you the Falcons' future, their playoff hopes, even their next shot at a Super Bowl, might come down to one quarterback decision? The pressure's building. The fans are watching, and a move that didn't happen might matter more than one that did. This isn't just off-season drama. This could be a make-or-break moment in Atlanta's rise back to glory. All right, Falcons fans, listen up. Big news is swirling in the NFC South, and it could completely shake up the path to the playoffs. We're talking about something that might help Atlanta rise, while a rival might fall hard and fast. It's a power shift that could impact the entire division for years. And yes, it directly affects our Atlanta Falcons. Let's take a breath and talk about where things stand. The Falcons are in a strange but exciting place right now. We're deep into the offseason. Training camp is right around the corner, and there's a lot of talk, a lot of questions, and a lot of hope. Last season was a roller coaster. Up and down, moments of brilliance, moments of frustration. But through it all, this team showed signs of something real. Now the question is, can they take that next step? This offseason feels different. The team has been bold, aggressive, strategic. But in true NFL fashion, nothing comes easy. This is a league where one player, one decision can change the whole direction of a season. And right now, all eyes are on the quarterback room. Desmond Ridder, the young quarterback full of promise, had flashes last year. There were moments where you thought, yes, this kid can lead, but he's still learning, still growing, and still unproven. That puts pressure on the front office, and especially on general manager Terry Fontenot and head coach Arthur Smith. And that's where things start getting interesting, because the Falcons have been looking at other quarterbacks, veterans, leaders, guys with playoff experience, and one name came up a lot, Kirk Cousins. That's right. The veteran quarterback from Minnesota, known for his leadership, arm strength, and cool head under pressure, was linked to Atlanta more than once. Rumors started swirling. Would the Falcons make the move? Would they bring in Cousins to stabilize the offense and mentor Ridder? For a while, it felt like something big might happen. But now, the trade talk is quiet. The latest reports say the door is closed. Cousins is no longer the top target. And here's the twist. The Pittsburgh Steelers just made their move, trading for Aaron Rodgers, closing off Cousins' last real landing spot. So now what? Kirk Cousins is still here, still on the roster, still carrying a massive $27.5 million salary, which is a heavy price for someone who might not even start. Yes, the Falcons say they're fine with him being the backup. But let's be real. Is that the best use of money when you're building for the future? Is it smart to pay that much while still developing a young quarterback? This is the crossroads, Falcons fans. Everything from here, the quarterback decisions, the camp battles, the roster moves, will shape the season ahead. So now I want to hear from you. Do you think the Falcons should roll with Ridder, or is it worth keeping Cousins as a high-priced safety net? Rate your confidence in the Falcons quarterback room in the comments, 1 to 10. Let your voice be heard, Falcons family. This is just the beginning. Now here's where things get really tense. If Desmond Ridder doesn't take a big leap forward during training camp, or if he starts the season slow, things could change very quickly in Atlanta. The Falcons don't have an easy start. In fact, their schedule is a gauntlet. 4 of their first 5 games are against playoff teams from last season, and 3 of those games, they're in prime time under the lights with the whole country watching. That's a ton of pressure for a young quarterback trying to prove he belongs. And in the NFL, pressure breaks players or makes them legends. If Ridder struggles early, the temptation will be massive to turn back to Kirk Cousins, even if he wasn't exactly great last year. Why? Because he's experienced. He's been there. And sometimes in this league, even when it's not the perfect long-term answer, teams go back to the veteran. That's what ESPN's Dan Graziano pointed out on, and he's not wrong. It's a common move across the league. When the young guy looks shaky, the veteran suddenly starts to feel like a safety net. But that's not the only major storyline heating up in Atlanta. There's another player quietly getting a lot of attention, and that's Tyler Allgeier. Now let's be clear. Allgeier has done everything right since he came into the NFL. This is a tough, reliable, no-nonsense running back. In just 2 seasons, he's shown heart, strength, and serious potential. When he's on the field, he runs hard and makes plays. Last season, he ran for over 1,000 yards and averaged 4.7 yards per carry. That's no joke. Those are real numbers from a guy who wasn't even the featured back. But here's the catch. The Falcons went out and drafted Bijan Robinson to be their star, the lead back, the engine of the offense, and now Bijan is firmly locked in as the starter. That leaves Allgeier in a tough spot. His role? Unclear. His contract? Ending after this season. His future? Maybe not in Atlanta. There are whispers now that the Falcons might be open to trading him if the right offer comes in. Other teams are watching. They see his numbers. They see the way he runs. He could easily step in as a starting running back for a team in need. And for Atlanta, trading Allgeier could help in multiple ways. They could get draft picks or a young player in return, and they'd save some money. Money they could use to build around Bijan, help the defense, or support the quarterback, whoever that ends up being. It's the kind of smart, forward-thinking move that could pay off in the long run. Because here's the truth. This team isn't just thinking about this season. They're thinking about building something that lasts. Just look at what they've done. They've put money into the offensive line. They've brought in new blood for the defense. They've drafted hungry young talent. They've attacked free agency with purpose. The Falcons are building a real team, a balanced team, and they're doing it in a division that's getting more dangerous every year. The Saints added veteran quarterback Derek Carr, hoping he's the piece that gets them back to January football. The Panthers are rebuilding from the ground up with a brand new coaching staff and a future franchise quarterback. And the Buccaneers, even after Brady, are still loaded with veteran talent and experience. So the NFC South. It's no walk in the park, and every move Atlanta makes from here, whether it's sticking with Ridder, keeping Cousins, or trading Allgeier, has the power to swing the season. Let's hear it, Falcons fans. Would you trade Tyler Allgeier if the offer is right? And how much confidence do you have in Desmond Ridder leading us through that brutal start? Drop your answers in the comments. Rate Ridder from 1 to 10 and tell us how you would shape this team. Let's talk about the bigger picture, Falcons fans, because something is brewing in Atlanta. While the spotlight shines on other teams in the NFC South, don't sleep on the Falcons. This team isn't just showing up to play, they're quietly building a storm, a dark horse in the making. Look at what they've done this offseason. Every move feels intentional. They're developing their young stars. They're keeping smart control over the salary cap, and they're staying ready. Watching the trade market closely, waiting for the perfect chance to strike. Head coach Arthur Smith and his staff aren't afraid to take risks. They've proven it before. Now they're preparing to make even bolder moves if needed. And let's be real. The biggest storyline still centers around Desmond Ridder. If Ridder can grow, if he can truly take that next step, then this whole team could shock the league. But if he's not ready, that's where the veteran comes in. Adding someone like Kirk Cousins as a short-term bridge could help Ridder learn without rushing him into chaos. It would buy the team time. It would keep the pressure off. It's a smart play, if they can make it work. But quarterback isn't the only key. The offensive line has to hold strong. Atlanta spent serious draft capital to fix it. Now they need those young guys to develop fast and the veterans to lead by example. And what about the weapons? You've got Drake London and Kyle Pitts, both explosive, both talented, both hungry. But what they need most is consistency, and that only comes with a stable quarterback. That's why everyone keeps talking about the QB situation. It's not just about Ridder, it's about unlocking the full power of this offense. But hold up, let's give some love to the defense too. Last season, this defense had moments, real flashes of greatness. A Jay Terrell looked like a star. Troy Anderson brought energy and speed at linebacker. And this offseason, Atlanta added smart, experienced depth in the secondary. Defensive coordinator Dean Pease has a plan. And if the players stay healthy and keep developing, this defense could become a real strength, one that keeps the Falcons in every game, no matter the opponent. Because the NFC South, it's not just about scoring points. It's about winning battles in the trenches. It's about getting stops in the fourth quarter, and the Falcons, they're training to become that team. Now, let's look ahead. This season won't start easy. The schedule, brutal. The Falcons face playoff teams right out of the gate, but that's also a huge opportunity. You beat the best early, you send a message, and if Ritter can stay calm, stay focused, and keep improving, if the team can stay healthy and play with heart, then yes, this team can absolutely make a playoff run. The division is wide open. The Bucs, Saints, and Panthers all have their own drama. The Falcons, they just need consistency, especially under center, because once that clicks, sky's the limit. And don't forget, the trade deadline could change everything. If Atlanta is close to contending, they might make a bold move. Maybe it's a veteran QB, maybe it's a defensive boost, maybe it's a surprise trade involving Tyler Allgeier. Whatever it is, this front office is ready. They've been patient, they've been smart, and now they're ready to strike when the moment is right. And that's what makes this team so exciting to follow right now. You can feel it. The pieces are coming together. Young talent, smart coaching, a front office with a vision, and a fan base that's tired of waiting. This isn't just about 2024. This is about building something real, something strong, something that finally brings Atlanta back into the fight. The only real question left: will Desmond Ridder rise to the moment? So now it's your turn, Falcons fans. Should Atlanta keep Allgeier or trade him while his value is high? Do you believe Ridder is the future, or is it time to bring in a proven vet like Cousins? Drop your thoughts in the comments. This is your team, your voice, your moment. Let's see how confident you really are. Rate your belief in the Falcons' playoff chances from 1 to 10, and don't hold back. This season could be the start of something special, and you're a part of it.